students, today we are going to study or we are going to cover the topic saturated solution, unsaturated solution, supersaturated solution, then solubility of a solute and suspension. Okay, these topics we are going to cover today. So first we are going to see what saturated solution. So what is a saturated solution? Actually, at a given temperature, the amount of solute which can be dissolved in the solvent, okay, is a saturated solution. Okay, what is an unsaturated solution? It is less amount of solute dissolved in a solvent at a particular temperature. Now both example I am giving you saturated. Suppose if you are dissolving 2 spoons of sugar in the water, it gets dissolved at that temperature. Okay, then you want to dissolve one more spoon, you are dissolving it, it also gets dissolved. But if you want to dissolve the next spoon, what will happen? You will see that it is not dissolving, it is taking time to dissolve. It means the third spoon which we have added, till that the saturated solution has been formed. It means it is the maximum amount of solute that has been dissolved at that temperature. It forms what? At that temperature, you have to remember, is called a saturated solution. In unsaturated, suppose if you can dissolve 3 or 4 spoons of sugar in the water, but you are dissolving only 1 spoon of sugar. So what it becomes? Now at that time what it will become? A unsaturated solution, because more amount of solute can be added in that solvent. Okay. Now come to supersaturated solutions. Super, if I am saying, it means here we are increasing the temperature and we are adding the solute. So in this case, more amount of solute can be dissolved. If we are saturated, or say talking about saturated, it is at that temperature only. At that temperature, how much solute we can be dissolved in. Okay, but in what happened in supersaturated, we are increasing the temperature and then we are dissolving the solute. So naturally here more amount of solute will be dissolved. But as soon as that temperature goes off, what will happen? That more amount of solute which you have dissolved will be solidified. Okay, so for example, I can say to you, if you are dissolving in this saturated solution, we have seen that we have dissolved 3 spoons of sugar at that temperature and it dissolved and it formed a saturated solution. But here we are increasing the temperature and we are adding 20 spoons or 25 spoons of sugar in that water, same quantity of water, but we are increasing the temperature. What happens? At that increased temperature it dissolves, but when it cools down we can see the sugar at the bottom. Okay, you can very easily see in the case of the sugar syrup which is being made, that is a supersaturated solution. Okay, now come to solubility of a solute. When we are talking about the solubility of the solute, what happens in this? In this is the, we are talking about how much amount of solute is dissolved, isn't it? So it is the maximum amount of solute that is dissolved in 100 grams of solvent at a given temperature and pressure. Here we are saying the pressure and temperature is constant. We are not increasing it or decreasing it. What will happen? It will affect the solubility. Okay, if we decrease or increase the temperature, as we have seen, we have formed a supersaturated solution when we increase the temperature. So here it is the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in 100 grams of what? Solvent at a given temperature and pressure, and that is said to be what? Solubility of the solute. So I said to you right now only that this temperature affects the solubility. How it affects the solubility? Suppose if you are taking 1 teaspoon or 2 teaspoon of sugar, okay, and then you are dissolving it in a bowl of a bowl containing what? Water. Okay, you are seeing that it is dissolving, but not so time taken will be more. Suppose if you have taken this, I am taking this containers, okay, in this I have added what? Water, and then added 250 grams of sugar. Okay, so what will you see? It is dissolving, but not all the sugar is being dissolved. Okay, we are waiting for all the sugar to be dissolved. Here you are just applying a temperature. Okay, you are applying temperature, you will see that it is dissolving, okay, more vigorously. But if you are applying more temperature, what you are seeing, that it has dissolved very easily and completely it has been dissolved. So here you can see, if the temperature is increased, solubility is also increased. Okay, now we have studied what pure solution or solution we have studied. Okay, next is what? Suspension. Suspension, what is suspension? In this is a heterogeneous mixture in which solute particles having size greater than 100 nanometer and is distributed throughout the bulb is known as suspension. Very easy example is of mud and water or muddy water. You can say sand and water also. You can see the sand particles in the water if you want to see, isn't it? With your own eyes also you can see that. No need, you can differentiate, yes, here sand is present, here water is present. It means it is a heterogeneous mixture. Okay, and its size particle is also more because it is greater than 100 nanometer. So what are the properties of this suspension? There are many other examples also. Sand and water you can take, muddy water also you can take, in which big particles are present in the solvent and which you can make it from your eyes, open eyes. It is known as what? A suspension. Okay, so now what are the properties of suspension? Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. I said to you, you can make out from the eyes, you can differentiate the boundary of the particles present in the bulk. Okay, then its size is greater than 100 nanometer in diameter. Okay, when you want to pass, if you are taking a solution of water, sand and water, a suspension of sand and water, and just you are just pouring it on the filter paper, you will see you will get the sand as residue and water as filtrate. Then particles can be seen by your eyes, I have said, explained you earlier. Then if it is undisturbed, what happens? It settles down. Take sand and water in a glass, and you will see that after some time the sand settles down and water you get it above, and you can easily separate that by the process of decantation. Okay, so here you will see that these particles are not stable in nature. So because what happens, after some time it settles down, and if you disturb it, it gets disturbed also very easily, and as the result what happens, you will say that it is unstable in nature. Now next is, it is not transparent to light. Okay, it is either opaque or it is translucent to light. It is not transparent to light, because here the particles are distributed in the solute particles are distributed in the solvent. Okay, so this is all for today. Take care. Have a good day.